one fit classes, I guess. Yes, one fit. Yes, I can be a one fit. And and then when I came there, it felt like, yeah, this is it. Here are we speaking. There's a lot of intention in Kundalini yoga, and that's what I really like. Like every practice, every exercise you do, there is a story behind, and there is an intention that you focus on.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Thank you for joining us again on the Kundalini Awakening Podcast. Today, I've got somebody who's been visiting my yoga class for quite some time. And the person I know now is the different person than I knew before. Her name is Laura. She lives in the Netherlands, but she's from Spain. And I thank Laura for coming into the studio and telling about her journey, stepping into her, I think, your real, more truthful connection with yourself, right,
Yes.
Laura?
Yes, totally. Yes. Thank you for the invitation. I'm very pleased to be here. And as Sandesh said, I was a different person before, or at least I was not acknowledging parts of myself before. Yeah, I would
Wow.
say that.
And today you're coming to acknowledge all of it.
Yeah, it's still a journey, but I'm much more complete, and I'm mutilating less parts of my body. So let's symbolically speaking, like I accept all my imperfections more and more, and yeah, the things I've been hiding, I see that I've been hiding this kind of things.
Oh, wow, what a vulnerability is being displayed here. Thank you. Tell us a bit about Laura before you came into the yoga studio. Whatever you want to say about yourself.
Yes, I came into the yoga studio when I was already burning out, but I was not acknowledging it. I just felt tension, and I had this high paying corporate job. I have climbed the corporate ladder to the top, and I've been working in big law firms in Spain. In the Netherlands, I had to readjust a little bit, but also I was having good jobs, but it was like working too hard, but I didn't know better. So for me, working too hard was the norm, and what was expected from everybody, and what I was expecting from other people too. So I came with a lot of tension, but not conscious at all that there was something really wrong with me. Like, yeah, there was a lot of tension, and I was tired, but yeah, that was how I came in.
Yeah. So if I hear you right, you're a person that just is used to working hard, um, putting in the all that is needed to get where you want to get.
Yeah, before, yes.
Yeah. And was that also already from childhood? Let's go there a bit. In
Yeah,
Spain.
I didn't have to study too much to. It was not anymore like I was on the top five. It was when I was a child. I was training athletics, and I was running at a very competitive level, like regional level, and we couldn't run national competitions yet because we were too young. But that was the next step. Yeah, so I was doing that while everybody was having fun, and I was having fun too. But yeah, I was like going to German and English classes, and then training for a run, and then this, and then studying. So we were kind of used to having that full schedule. And I was very impressed when we came to the Netherlands and kids didn't have like a full schedule until night. I remember coming home sometimes at 9 p.m. in the afternoon, and I was the first one in the house. So everybody in Spain is having this crazy life. Like, and nobody's questioning it because, yeah, everybody has it.
What do you mean with crazy life in Spain?
Like we come home super late, like 9, 10 in the afternoon,
Evening.
and people have lots kids have lots of activities even per day, one, two things they do after school. Also, the day is longer there because we go later to bed. So, and everybody's busy.
Okay, so you come from a very busy bee background.
Mm,
And how was your your time in high school? And
yes.
so I was wondering, when you were in your teenagers going to young adulthood, how were
Yeah.
you at that time?
So my next was Madrid. I was gonna study in Madrid. I had seen it in my head so many times. They were doing this botellón, what we call in Spain, which is everybody sitting on the grass on the park, drinking and having fun together. That's what I wanted. That's what I saw my life look like for the student years. Madrid, I was always focused on the next part of my journey. Like, I was also present in the last years of my high school, but always having the goal of going to Madrid and be free there, not having to deal with all the burdens I was dealing there. So for me, Madrid was freedom, and it didn't matter really what I would study. I just wanted to be there. Yeah.
You were enjoying your student life.
In my head in the afternoons, like when used to fall asleep, oh, and next year you will be there, and how amazing. Like, I was visualizing it already. I didn't know even what was visualization or daydreaming, but I was like focused on that objective in a way. Yeah. Yeah.
And what was Madrid giving you what you didn't have in your own village? What was the big promise?
Freedom, like to be who I wanted to be and not have to hide some part of myself, um, yeah, not to give explanations about what I do and how I do it. Like, I know for me it was like the dreamland. Like, finally I will be able to be myself in Madrid. Like,
Ah,
yeah.
interesting. So you're coming from a childhood where that was not the case. You didn't feel fully you could be yourself.
In a way, both. They really knew I was different, and they somehow did their best to accept that. But yeah, they were where they were, and parents do what they can do at the level of consciousness that they have. And so I was very angry a couple of years, but now it's like, yeah, they did the best they could. They brought me to this university because they thought was the best thing they could give to me as a present, like for my future as an investment. So, and the most funny thing is, can I tell just something else? There was a selection process that you had to pass, and I didn't know if that even people were preparing for that exam for months and something like that. So I had just biology exam in my high school. I had to study for that, and that's what I was doing. So suddenly I meet someone from my small city there, and it's like, "What are you doing here?" And he says to me, "Yeah, I'm coming for the test." And he says to me, "You know that you're not gonna pass it." And I was like, "What? I'm not gonna pass it? I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna pass it." So it was not even, so I got in this lion mode, and I'm gonna prove you wrong, which I was very good in. So I passed the exam and I rubbed it into his face. I don't know if I did it, but I felt it like, now you see, I passed it. And but then afterwards I was like, did I do it for the right reasons? Would I have passed if I wouldn't have this person confronting me? Would I have given all my best to pass it? Is it really what I wanted? How would my life look like if I hadn't met this person and I just had done it like a normal exam? Like, I wouldn't probably have passed. So it was very interesting that I had this person in front of me that day, and he was questioning my abilities or my intelligence or knowledge, whatever, that I could pass there, because only 100 people could pass and there were thousands of people taking the test. So it was really interesting, that experience. So yeah.
So life brought you somebody who kind of triggered the best in you for a sort of wow, a capacity that you were not planning to use.
No, but I was very good at like, what? So
Okay.
that was my masculine energy to the fullest, you know. And I was very good at connected with this anger and you know, work hard. I will work hard. I will do whatever it takes to prove you wrong. That's what I consider my masculine side. Yeah.
Hmm. You go for it. Okay. So you
Yes.
got freedom in Madrid. What did you go for?
What did I go for? Yes, for the freedom. Yes.
And and tell us, how did you? What brought you to the Netherlands?
Well, that's a good one. Uh, thing is, how honest do I want to be here?
It's your podcast.
um, what brought me? I think love. Yeah, and I think in the end, my intuition. You know, like something was not feeling 100% right, and I didn't know why. I was living in the Netherlands, in the Germany, in another life, like having an amazing boyfriend who I met during Erasmus. We were having a 7 year long relationship, and we were visiting each other in different parts of Europe, like super exciting lives. Um, and then I went to Germany to make this relationship work. So I started working in the university. And then I thought, after 2 years in the university, I thought if we have to be together, there's only one way, figure out and live together. So I was gonna go to live with him together. And then I said, you know, this is the end. Like, you marry, you have kids, you die. So I thought, you know, I can use this vacation to find myself and travel and to some places. And before I marry, settle down, and blah, blah, blah. And so I told him, you know, I was doing at that time a lot of Tai Chi. And my teacher in Germany was a very powerful one. And she was going to New Zealand to train with his master in January. And what was I doing in January and February? Traveling Europe with this cult. So I said, I think I would love that to go to. So I came with that idea to my old boyfriend. I said, you know, this is, this is what I want to do before we go and settle down. He said, I don't agree, but okay, go. So I went, and when I meet my current partner the first day, it was like, oh shit, I never felt this before, but I have to avoid this person. And he had the same feeling. So that's how it began. Like, I feel something special for this person, but he's gonna bring me into problems, because actually I didn't came here to find a partner, but to find myself, and he's disrupting my process. So I was avoiding him the whole time. Like, he was saying something, hey, do you want to come to the beach? And I say, no, no. And then you had to go to the beach through the forest. And then I suddenly lost myself. And there he was, and it was like, and this happened like 3 4 times, and it was like, is the universe trying to tell me something and I'm not listening? So it was like, what the fuck is this, And we were very much into body work. So energy was, you could feel energy just without touching, because we were practicing 8 hours a day Tai Chi. So you could feel energy like this, like, so we were doing exercises and all this thing. And it was like, I've never felt this before, this energy this much. So we fell in love with each other, but in the end, nothing happened. But yeah, that's planted the seeds that I'm here in Netherlands, in the Netherlands today.
So how did you? Well, that's an interesting thing, right? You said the storyline was about finding yourself. So you
Mhm.
kind of found yourself in terms of energy and feelings.
Yeah.
And what did you learn from this I'd say a challenge, right? In your heart you feel you want to spend more time with somebody, but you have something already kind of written in stone almost. How
Yeah.
how did you deal with this challenge?
There was a lot of resistance in the beginning, a lot. Like, I'm not doing this. I don't want this. Uh, I really don't want this. Like, trying to convince me. Please, I'm trying to find out myself. Don't come with this guy because I'm just came here to find out what I wanted to be professionally. Because law was not that much my thing. I like it, but there was not my passion there. Not that much. So I was trying to reconnect with me. So what I got a lot was a lot of reconnection with my, I never been so connected to my body and to my energy as those that month practicing 8 hours a day body work. So I've never been that in contact with my body ever. And I could feel a lot of things. And I was very intuitive at the time. So at the same time, it was challenging because you were acknowledging, experiencing things like, hey, somehow you like this guy. Somehow you're having fun with him. Somehow, even if you don't want to, even if you don't, but this is reality. So in a given moment, it was like, after that, it was like, do I want to live life from my mind? Like, or do I want to live life from having filled my life to the fullest? Like, um, we say in Spanish, with a spine of my rose in my heart. Do I want to live with a spine of the rose in my heart for not having tried things that I wanted just because I was not brave enough or I was too scared? Or do I want to live life from a place of no regret? So then I said, I'm gonna live life from a place of no regrets. And then we will figure out, you know?
And from that decision, you moved to the Netherlands.
Yes, but it was not a day night process.
Uh-huh.
Uh, I don't know if you want me to explain something about it.
No, no, I think it's maybe it's about your story. If you learned anything about living from the heart, please share. If not, then not.
Yeah. I was very confused for 3 months. I didn't know what to do. So for 3 months, those were the worst 3 months in my life, I would say, because the other guy was super loving. And yeah, we were having a great relationship, actually. But yeah, I don't know. This guy just crossed into my path, and somehow we have to create something together. So one day he asked me, do you want to be a mom? And then I say yes. And he tells me until today, and when you look at me, I felt this is the right one. And I was like, when you asked me that, I felt, oh shit, this is the right one. But we never talked about this until later. Yeah. So it was, yeah, powerful. But a lot of pain and fears that I had to process. So one day, I went to Spain to figure it out around my birthday, and my father saw me in bed crying, and he says, "Laura, I'm not leaving this place until you really tell me what's going on." You know, and I still get emotional because, yeah, it is what I needed to, because I was not telling anyone. And I still get emotional because it was such a big pain. You didn't want it to hurt the other one, but somehow he deserved better as well. And yeah, so in the end, there was a lot of pain. There was not a happy process. But yeah, I have an amazing life today, and the son that I have with him. and it's not always easy, but I think it's the best partner, best mirror I can get in this life, for the good and the bad sometimes. So yeah, and
Mhm.
if it's we're a match. We're a match.
Okay, so you crossed the ocean of truth, and you chose to live that truth,
Yeah,
which is a very difficult choice, right? Because
yeah.
it doesn't mean the other one is a bad person. It's just
No, it was
yeah,
amazing person. I
yeah,
still love him today, and I think I would love him the rest of my life. But yeah,
yeah,
what can I do?
yeah.
Yeah,
And
and yeah, yes, continue. I could talk for hours.
yeah, oh yeah, no. So we then I'm somehow how long have you lived in the Netherlands now?
13 years, something like that.
Oh, I know you speak pretty good Dutch also.
Mhm.
And at a certain moment, you had to go into a yoga studio and meet me.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. What happened before that?
So before that, I was following the Tai Chi lessons of my partner, until I became a mom and I could not follow his lessons because I had to stay with him. So that was a bummer. And I tried to figure out some other places. I tried like Qigong, I tried other forms of Tai Chi, but it did not fully resonate with what I experienced with Tai Chi. So I thought, well, there's yoga, there's more offer, there must be a teacher I can connect with. So I try all types of yoga, yin yoga, and it was like, well, it's good, but I miss something, you know. I miss something deeper connection to deeper layers, to energy, to I don't know. So I don't remember how I came to your class. I think because one of these classes, one fit classes, I guess. Yes, one fit. Yes, I can be a one fit. And and then when I came there, it felt like, yeah, this is it. Here are we speaking, there's a lot of intention in Kundalini yoga. And that's what I really like. Like every practice, every exercise you do, there is a story behind, and there is an intention that you focus on. And while you do other types of yoga or exercise, like now I'm doing a lot of strength exercise, I miss this intention, this deep connection to the higher self, or how you want to call it. So I remember the first day I couldn't sing a mantra at all. And I thought, oh my God, I will never remember this. I will never be able to sing this. And what am I singing? But my body felt, even I don't understand Murkio, I don't know how the language is called, but my body understood the vibration of that. And it was like, yeah, this feels familiar. This feels good for my body, even if I have no idea what I'm saying. So it felt very complete and very similar to the kind of work I was doing with Tai Chi. So it was the most similar deep feeling, connecting different levels like energy, body, soul, higher self, whatever you call it. Very complete.
Ah. Oh, so you've done a lot of Tai Chi. Are you still doing it?
No, no, I'm not doing it.
And what? Because I don't do a lot of Tai Chi, at least not this life. Um, what was what was the main difference for you?
Between Tai Chi and Kundalini?
Yeah. Mhm.
Mm, well, Tai Chi was super technical. Like even the speed of the movement you had could alter the whole group dynamic. So you were always watching how the other one moves so that you're in synchronicity with the people. So there were a lot of things that you had to be aware of. And somehow that made me a little bit stressed in but when I could release that tension and that alertness, it was like, oh, this is it. So for me, Tai Chi was technical, very technical and difficult, but at the same time was being conscious that you're running too fast, that you're in a hurry somehow while nobody's waiting for you. You know, it was bringing a lot of awareness about your body, how you're feeling, and this that's also Kundalini on a different level, but it also does. So Kundalini for me is more the way I practice with you is more my process. I'm not that concerned with the people around me, and I mean I love to spend some time afterwards and chat together, and that's one of the best things as well, you know. But and I'm not that worried anymore about doing it technically perfect, or you know, I'm just at the level I am, and I have to face whatever I have to face, and if I have to take a break, I take it. When I was practicing Tai Chi, I was still in my perfectionist mode, so when something didn't go well, I kind of feel guilty or blame myself for not being able to do it. So now this has totally shifted, and I don't have that with Kundalini. And the
Yes.
exercises I still cannot do, and it's totally okay. Yeah.
Because at the end, you will feel what you came to feel, right? Yeah.
And I like that you're not super like with a wimp, you know, like in Tai Chi, there's a lot of not wimp, but like this is like this is like that. Not as my partner did, but all the teachers I had before, they were very good because they could pinpoint also how was your hip, how was your knee, how is it, which is also very good. But sometimes it was like, really?
It's too many instructions.
Yes, too many things to focus on. To
Okay.
yeah,
Okay. And this, so you're coming from, I have to be like this. I have to be like this. Very judging.
yes,
And I know you were also involved in a job that demanded a lot from you, right? While you were a mom.
yeah, a lot, a lot.
Was that the job that you aimed for when you were moving to the Netherlands, or because you wanted to find a new something
Yeah.
professional?
Yes, so when I came to the Netherlands, it was very different because I came from a big house having almost everything, like my life almost solved, to an apartment of 40 square meters, even, where I had to figure out everything new for myself. And I didn't speak Dutch, and I was a lawyer, so I somehow had to speak the language. So I focused the first 3 months to study the language. And then I thought it was very funny. It was like I had a book, I learned 30 minutes a day, and then I went, like I was talking about learning about the bakery, and then I would go to the bakery and practice. And this is how I learned Dutch. And because I could speak German, it was very easy. I was talking German with Dutch accent for 6 months, and it quite worked. So then after 3 months, I started to get a little bit anxious, and I said, well, I have to do something with my life. I get in a very high level of a Dutch class in where everybody's already 3-4 years in the Netherlands, and I am scared to say that I'm just 3 months there. So that's good, but I don't tell anyone. So that way I keep on challenging myself to learn that's better. And then while I was desperate, searching for a job that could fit me more without experience, nobody wanted to give me the job because I didn't have experience in something else different than law. So I thought, okay, then let's start with law again, even if you don't want it, because you're getting crazy of not knowing how to live life without a demanding job, without a job. Like I was feeling like I cannot handle not having a job. So then suddenly one day I called one lawyer who was half Spanish, who was working also in German and French, and had other colleagues like him. And he invited me for an interview, and my interview was like, yes, yeah, zeker, dankjewel. Like 5 words, But somehow they saw my hands-on attitude, my eagerness and willingness to get things done, and they say, okay, you can work in these languages while you learn Dutch. So I was there like a week after, and the first day I was reading a Dutch sentence, and I was almost crying, like, I really don't understand any word here. It's like, okay, but I was working in German. I was working in Spanish as well, in English, and in those language I could work quite good. But and then I was going to Dutch classes until 10 at night. So it was after 3 months a little bit too much. And then my boss says, maybe it's good that you take one day off to learn really good Dutch. And that's when I felt, oh, maybe I'm having a very stressful life, trying to fit in and work hard, and maybe it's good to have a day off. So that's when I started to feel the tiredness. But I was just 1 year in the Netherlands, so from there until 5 years ago, 8 years go by, like working hard, trying to adapt, and without me noticing that I was quite stressed, trying to fit in. And I also felt the burden of being a foreigner and having to work harder than a Dutch person, because otherwise, why would they hire a Dutch foreigner, So that maybe was self-induced, but yeah, I did that as well to myself.
What did you learn from that period, if you now look back in hindsight?
Well, there was a moment that I was working so hard, and I was having good feedback, but my salary was not growing as much as I thought it should be growing. And I was like, is nobody seeing how hard am I working? And if nobody's seeing how hard am I working, does it even matter? It's like, and does it even matter? In a sense, I'm having a bad time now sleeping. I have pain everywhere. For who am I doing this for? I'm getting sick. Nobody cares. So I was feeling like the absurdity of life to the fullest. And inside, I felt a little bit empty. Like, yes, I have achieved everything that everybody would like as a lawyer, like being a lawyer would dream of. And I still don't feel complete at all. I'm earning money, but I don't feel complete or fulfilled or acknowledged or seen. I didn't feel seen.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what did you do to resolve that?
Well, what did life to me to resolve that? For me, it's always like the messenger, because I'm mentally quite stubborn and strong sometimes, and I don't let things happen. So my body was giving me signals, this is too much, but I was negating all these symptoms. So there was a moment that my body said, enough is enough. And then I got a big burnout. And not a normal burnout, a very, very, very big burnout that fortunately I've never seen someone else having such a heavy burnout. And it was as heavy as not being able to stand at 11 in the morning and having to lay down with everything closed. It was not migraine. It was just everything was too much. I couldn't take care of my son. Everything was too much. Television was too much. Everything was too much. And I was like, huh? You have been like unstoppable, and now everything is too much? What happened to you, Yeah, so life stopped me. My body stopped me because I was not listening to the signals. So in the end, it was like a big fall. Yes. So that's what happened to me. I wish I could have listened to the signals earlier and taken myself more seriously, but I was used to work hard. I was never, people who got sick all the time were for me lazy people. Everything, like not strong enough. So I was now facing all the things I was judging about other people. Like I was feeling weak. I was feeling everything was too much. I was sick for the first time, really sick. And I didn't know how to handle those emotions. So Kundalini was a reminder like, hey, go to your body.
Wow. And now you're sitting here pretty healthy, right?
Yes.
How did you climb out of that burnout?
Well, it has not been an easy process. It has not been fast. I'm not 100% sure that I am totally out. But with a lot of acceptance and compassion with myself and the struggles I have and have had. And yeah, that would be the main thing. A lot of compassion with my inner child, like, hey, you cannot right now, then you can't, you feel extremely tired now, you go and rest. These things that I didn't allow myself to do before. Like, for me, it was said when I was a child, it was like, if you're tired, you will sleep at night. Like I remember being in a mall with my mom having walked all the stores for hours, and like, Mom, I'm tired. It's okay. We'll go in a couple of hours home. It's like, I'm really tired. It's matter. You're strong. It's like there were no limits. It was not possible to stop and rest. It was not in our system.
So you're saying your mom kind of taught you to cross your boundaries, but you kind of lost your boundaries and you were not able to listen to them anymore.
Yeah, I didn't know I had boundaries. I could do everything. That's what was told to me, and that's what I had accomplished, and almost everything I could. And that was a very strong driving force as well. But yeah, kind of broke. Yeah.
And looking back in hindsight, how's your relationship with boundaries now?
Oh, still, it's not solved. It's not solved. But I'm much better at feeling what's going on inside of my body, what feels intuitively good. And when something it doesn't feel good, I make time to explore it. And I say I'll come back to you, or like, but from a very honest place, not like, I need some time to process this, or there's something that I need to figure out. But I'll come back to you.
So burnout gave you time to be more honest with yourself.
Yes, among other things, yes.
What did it bring more?
Yeah.
What did it bring more?
Well, I felt like a baby somehow. Like I had to figure out how to live life from a different place, and which I've never learned. So trust in life, trust that everything will come, that everything will be good. How trust? Just trust what? It's like, I have no energy right now. What do I have to trust? Like, it was very difficult to change. I was telling myself, I don't want to live from scarcity, so I'm going to live from abundance. What does it mean, abundance, for you? Well, I don't know because I've never lived like this. Okay, then you need time to explore it. So some days was just going into nature and just feel abundant, even if I was not feeling abundant at all, but just mirroring nature and yeah, actually there is everything here that should be, and I'm being supported. I'm not at the street. I have people supporting me. I have some income. So when you start looking at it, you're being supported. But until that moment, I couldn't feel it. So I still sometimes feel like that, like trying to live life from a very conscious place, which is not based on a scarcity of fear, is a longer process, and it doesn't go as fast as it would be. For me, it would be easier to go back to the overdrive mode and get things done. But when I sit in the morning, it's like, okay, you're not going to work from that energy. How are you going to work today? Some days I don't work, because I don't want to work from that energy. And sometimes I postpone too much because it's difficult to live life like this. But yeah, I have no choice anymore. Like I've made this decision of life has taken me to this point that I live from more connected with life, and that means sometimes to be able to work, I have to go for a walk first, and get inspired instead of sitting in front of my computer and saying, da, 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 and then, yeah, but did I really want to do this? So it's slower than before, but more conscious creation process, more aligned with what is, with the source, with who I am, and yeah, it's still growing.
Wow, what were next to Kundalini yoga? What were the things you've done to get out of the burnout?
A lot of things. Body coaching more from a body perspective, and that's what I've been doing, like more gestalt. I don't know how you call it. Um, Walking in nature is one of the things that works for me the best. Being in fresh air, in movement. I wish I could have done more exercise, but I was not strong enough to. Well, I didn't feel strong enough to train. And now I'm training, like doing some strength exercises 10 minutes a day, and that helps a lot to build a core and feel more, connected and stronger. So that helps. Well, I went to therapy, psychologists, all these kind of things, which somehow helped, but somehow they didn't. I don't know. In the end, they helped, but it was a very long process with very little results. So for me, and family constellations helped me a lot, which I'm currently doing and offering as one of my services. That keeps me connected with who I am and why I came to this work. So everything that is being in a more in connection with people or nature or everything which brings more connection and the sense of oneness helps me.
Yeah, and how did this? Because you've got a son, right?
Yes, my son helped me a lot as well. Yeah,
Hmm.
my partner as well. Yeah, different ways, but like my son was like, I don't know why we get the sons we get, but he has been an amazing source of inspiration and compassion. Like, yeah. So
Well,
that helped me. and being able to raise him in a very different way, maybe because I made a conscious choice not to do it like I was raised up. But that also brought a lot of traumas up and a lot of emotions. Like I remember giving breastfeeding, feeling the pain of not having been breastfed, like, or, being there when my child was crying and I couldn't uh, calm him down. And I was there and I couldn't do anything. And just being able to feel that pain while I was being told, don't cry. And when I was crying, I was not calm because at that time that was the method that they used to raise children. If they cry, they will stop crying and they will self-regulate. So I have learned a lot from my son, but I also been re-traumatized of experienced some traumas that I needed to heal so that I could move on. So that's also, so it was not only burnout, but motherhood opened a lot of traumas in me that were deeply, deeply, deeply buried. Yeah. But somehow they need some attention as well.
So if I hear you well, you've got services now. You haven't gone back to your job.
No. Well, I tried. I tried. I was figuring it out for 2 years if I wanted to keep on being a lawyer or not. And actually, I do still some services. I still work as a lawyer for some clients, but are clients I choose, and there are tasks I really enjoy. So that doesn't feel work for me. But what I'm doing most is coaching people in mainly the process I experience, how to become more empowered. And I integrate a lot of techniques, more spiritual techniques, but also family constellations, which is an amazing tool to work on dynamics in families and patterns we carry and burdens we carry that otherwise are very difficult to identify. So, and I also do a lot of with AI, which a lot of people don't know. But I'm a freak of AI, and I use it a lot. And yeah, I also enjoy as a child playing with AI.
Wow, you're in self-discovery mode, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, I've always been very, very curious. Yes, maybe too much sometimes.
But would you have done this if it wasn't for the burnout?
Probably not. Probably I would be still working in a law firm in the autopilot mode. Um, yeah, just waiting for the next vacation where I could spend my money and have the sense I am alive, and from vacation to vacation probably. And now I don't even need to go on vacation. It's like, why would I go on vacation? It's like, it's perfect here. Like, I go to Spain to visit my family, my friends, but I don't no longer need to make very long trips to somewhere else. Like, yeah, I've seen a lot. It's like, yeah,
Wow, choosing to feel the moment, to feel whether you want to do something,
yes.
to feel whether you want to help a certain person,
Hmm. Yeah.
instead of having to go to go to go to go. What
Yeah.
would you tell all these hardworking women in this very hardworking world?
Hmm.
What would you tell them from your experience?
Hmm. That they start acknowledging their feelings and giving space for them to be there, and that they are there for a reason and they have a message, and that's trying to hide them and to press them down. It works for a while, but not for a long time. So yeah, it's scary to explore those feelings and those emotions, but yeah, Otherwise, they become more and more and more, and then you explode like I did. And so, first, allow yourself to feel the way you feel. And it is okay to feel like that. Yeah. But that's also difficult sometimes because you don't have the space, the time. So Kundalini is a good way. Like we go Sundays to Sandesh, and where you have a moment to be with yourself, to experience how your body is that week, what you feel, what comes up. For me, it's going to a spa and relaxing a little bit. So yeah, to have moments in your day of connection where you really experience what is going on inside of your body, or what feelings do you feel. Like that's powerful, that you do a check-in somehow. Yeah.
And now you said at a certain moment you were working hard. Nobody noticed. Your salary wasn't rising.
Well, a little bit, but not that
Yeah,
much.
yeah. But you questioned your value, right? Like if nobody's noticing, is this worth it? And now,
No, it
how,
was more, who am I doing this for? And it was clear it was not for me. It was, I'm doing for my father, or now my employer, who is a substitute of my father in a way, and I want to get his approval, or I want to be seen by him, but he's not gonna see me, as my father didn't fully see me. Looking here is not gonna solve it, Laura. So it was like more, okay, what next?
and now, how do you deal with that? Valuation, looking at yourself, etc. How
Well,
does it feel now?
it's not outside anymore. It's not outside anymore. So that's a big shift, when you see it, when you see what you have been doing your whole life from a survival perspective, because a child wants to be loved, and the way to be loved for me was work hard, achieve, take action, la 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 la, so that my father could see that, and I don't know, tell to their friends, look what my daughter did or something. I don't know. But that was the dynamic in my family. And my brother had another dynamic, So yeah, yeah.
I want to thank you for sharing your journey.
Thank you.
And,
Thank you
and
for having me here and listening all the time, because it can be intense.
well, it's not as intense as what you've been gone through, and
Yeah.
I'm sure that many women that listen could relate to your story. And it's very. I can also say that I look at my mom also trying to be working very very hard. And I think we live in a very patriarchal world where women have to kind of obey or live by the rules of men. Although I think women have a lot more to bring when they don't.
Yes, totally, totally. I was supposed to be the best version. Some people told me, but Laura, you're like a man. When I was working, like, you solve problems like a man. You deal with life like a man. Because I was raised also by my father and my brother. We were playing football outside, so it was like having conflicts was, let's talk about it and solve. I never, so I was not even conscious that that was what was going. I um so yeah.
So you were coming from a male point, and now you're coming much more into touch with your female side.
Yeah, and it's still a lot of learning, because automatically the masculine gets activated, and it's like, okay, okay, calm down, calm down. Is this what you want? Do you want to do it from this place? For me, it's very important. From which intention are you doing this? What energy is driving your action? Is it scarcity? Is it fear? Is it love? Is it abundance? Is it trust? So that's what I try to ask myself all the time, to feel if things feel right or not. Even if I test someone, it's like, from which energy I'm testing this. And if it's not good, then I postpone. And when I don't do it, then I get it back, like, so yeah. But that's my process. I don't say it works for everyone the same. Like, yeah.
Wow. Thank you for this heartfelt conversation and journey of sharing where you learn to really trust your feelings and daring to follow your heart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It hasn't finished. I still feel I'm at the beginning.
Yeah.
Yes, but what I have is a deep trust in life somehow that it will hold me, and not just like a fairy tale, but that I am in the right place doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And of course, I could do more, but yeah, I'm aligned to my values. I listen to what comes to me, and I try to live from there.
Well, I wish you to continue this journey, living from that your values, your alignment, and who knows? We'll see each other later in your journey, huh? In an update. I'm sure that there will be a lot more to tell when I speak to you later.
Yes, thank you for having me here, and see you next week.
See you in class. Bye bye.
Bye.